Hi, my name is Stephen Alexander, and this is my Learning Manifesto. What do I get excited about? What am I passionate about when it comes to schools, education, and young people? Well, I get excited to think about what schools can be. I think schools should be a place where, first and foremost, we find students' strengths. We help them to recognize what they can do well, what they are passionate about. Now, that doesn't mean we ignore the things that they struggle with. No, we help them in those areas too. But first and foremost, a school is a place where students come to find their strengths, to find their passions, and to dig deep into those subjects and to learn deeply and to think deeply and then communicate that learning in clear ways. And we help them to do that. We help them to recognize the skills and the knowledge that they're going to need to attain their goals. We ask them what their goals are. We ask them the important questions. What's important in life? What makes life valuable? What are they passionate about? What is interesting to them? What will lead them to a life that is meaningful? We ask them those questions and we give them the tools to think about them clearly and to even be able to communicate those. And then we help them to find those things that they are passionate about. Because, see, we need young people. We need their strengths. We need them. We cannot let another generation of students go through our schools unengaged and uninspired and uninterested in what they're learning. We need to ask them what their goals are and help them to reach those goals and attain those goals. So one of the most interesting things that's going on in education to me right now is this project, this Mercury Moonshot redesign of education that's happening in Kansas right now. The program has some goals to really empower educators to redesign, reorganize their schools, and there's about 6 different ways that they want to do that. I'm just going to read off. They want more choice in the learning activities, social and emotional learning supports, technical and employability skills. They're going to focus on civic engagement opportunities, meaningful curricula through project-based learning, and then an individual plan of study for every student. And so I think this is really exciting time in education. I think this is something that digital learning is certainly making this kind of project much more possible. I'm excited to see what happens in Kansas during this year, because this is going on right now. There's 7 schools that are involved in it. And this is the kind of exciting thing, exciting work that's being done and that the digital learning is making possible. What's one of the biggest problems I see in education? It's hard to say the biggest, but one of the problems that I'm seeing is that we have this idea that we need to prepare students for jobs in the future, and therefore to prepare them, we need to get technology, the newest technology, always in their hands. And therefore, we're always trying to keep up with these advances and the newest thing, and it becomes about the newest toy in many cases. And I think what we really need to do if we're going to prepare students for the jobs of the future is focus on critical thinking. They must become critical thinkers. They must become lifelong learners. And then they must be able to communicate their thinking clearly. And so we must think about collaboration. We must think about creativity. We must think about creating engaged citizens that are aware of the problems of the world, aware of the problems in their community, and then can think about ways to solve those problems, thinking about them critically. If we can do that, then we'll have been much more successful than if we're always just focusing on the next technology. All right, a couple core beliefs that I have. One of them, when it comes to digital learning and how it can change our organization, is the issue of equity. I think we have a great responsibility to teach all of our students. And so if a student comes to us with deficits, the digital media makes it possible for us to recognize those deficits more quickly and then to address them in more effective ways with a lot of different tools that are out there. At the same time, a student that comes to us that has maybe advanced past many of their peers, we can challenge them and help them to grow and take steps forward in their learning with all that's available online and challenge their thinking in many ways that maybe we couldn't in the past. Another way that I think, another core belief that I have is that if we focus on the technology first, we will not likely to, the technology won't be transformative. But if we focus on the learning, then see what tools are out there, we will likely create a transformative learning experience for the student using technology. For example, collaboration. We know it's helpful. We know it's helpful in students learning to make meaning and to grow and to be challenged in their thinking and to think in different ways. And so if I think, okay, I want my students to collaborate on this and to think about this, well, what am I going to do? Well, I can sit them at a table. They collaborate with 2 or 3 other people at the table. Nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing to do. But maybe I They have a shared document where they can now collaborate not just with the people at their table, but with other people in the classroom, or even all the different classes that that teacher has. Or perhaps I say, no, I want them to collaborate with even more people. I want them to write a blog post and to get feedback from not only people in their class and other classes, but around the world. And so what we're really starting to do is transform the learning experience because it's opened up to so many more people. And that's where the technology can become transformative. But that only happens when we first think about the learning. So that's my manifesto. That's what I think about learning. That's what I get excited about. Those are the things that are going on that interest me and the direction that I hope education will go. Thank you for your time.